Nabiktima ka na din ba ng scam? Nagiging talamak na ang iba't ibang klase ng pangbubudol at dumadami na ang mga scammers online ngayon. Ayon sa report, tumaas ang bilang sa unang 6 na buwan ng 2023 sa cybercrime incidents sa Metro Manila kumpara sa nakaraang taon. Iba't iba ang modus at mapapaniwala ka talaga, kaya't mas pinaiigting ng anti-cybercrime group ang kanilang trabaho para masugpo ang popular na scamming incidents. Inalam ng iNews Pasig sa spokesperson ng ACG na si Captain Michelle Sabino ang ilan sa mga uri ng pangi-scam at kung ano ang pwedeng gawin ng mga nagiging biktima nito.
Una po, ano ba ang cybercrime at gaano kalawak ang sako ng ACG?
Okay, pag pinag-usapan natin cybercrime, lahat yan, any traditional crimes, basta nag-pass through siya sa internet or information and communication technologies, meaning cellphone or kung ano-ano mang means of communication, pumapasok siya sa cybercrime.
Parang kasi po, recently we get so many reports about it. So, tumaas po talaga ang bilang ng ating mga kaso.
Oo. Well, we have to clarify this. Tumaas in a sense na because nowadays, lately, people know na meron na pala silang pwedeng pagsumbungan. So there are many different agencies and government agencies as well na pwedeng pagsumbungan. Unlike before, hindi nila alam. They just charge it to experience pag na-scam sila, naloko sila, or na-victimize sila through online. So ngayon, because of this knowledge, ang dami na nilang pwedeng pag-reportan. Merong CIC, may NBI, may DICT, may SEC, may NPC, and ngayon, pati BSP is on board dun sa mga cybercrime financial fraud. So, ngayon, marami nang pwedeng pag-reporta ng mga tao. In effect, makikita natin, tumataas talaga yung data. That's one. And then, two is because we have to face it. With the advent of modern technology, everyone is on the net na eh. Like, even the kids are sometimes, di ba? There you see them 24/7 online, or kung hindi man, it is never turned off. So lagi siyang on. So makikita natin na talagang mas maraming susceptible dito sa mga ganitong attacks because you're always there. Kung nakasara cellphone mo, maloloko ka ba online? So that's another factor. And third is because yung mga suspect kasi, yung mga scammers natin, because they have a huge market. Kasi nga, everyone is online. So, mas marami silang pwedeng maging biktima. So, in that sense, mas maraming nabibiktima kasi maraming online.
Mas familiar po ngayon ng mga tao tungkol sa love scam. Mayroon tayong yung task scam nga po, may bago. Pero ano po ba itong mga klase ng mga scamming online? Ano po yung mga cases natin?
Okay, meron tayong ang common is Article 315, swindling estafa. Nangyayari yan yung online selling and buying. Then we have investment scam, love scam. We have employment scam, yung mga task scam, dyan pumapasok yon. Kumbaga, ini-entice ka, additional income, and then after a while, you find out na scam pala. So, meron din tayong hijack profile scam, which is yung Facebook hacking. Meron tayong hotel and accommodation scam or holiday scam. Yung mga early booking, yung mga gusto mag-holiday. Yan. So, yan yung mga cases na meron tayo. And of course, included din yung mga osaik natin, yung mga exploitation, online sexual exploitation of children. So, marami ng kumbaga, before, lahat ng traditional crimes na you have to be there physically. Now, everything is happening online. So, even if not online, it starts online because that's when they first meet. So, doon sila unang mag-engage, magkakakilala, and then later on, subsequently, it leads to different forms of scams. Depende na sa vulnerability ni victim.
Meaning to say, Captain, halimbawa, merong nag-post online na nag-aalok ng sanlatira, if yung transaction happened through Facebook, it may fall under.
Yes.
So, pwede silang lumapit sa ACG. At paano naman po yung mga paluwagan na online din ginagawa? Doon din siya
All of this would fall under Article 315, swindling estafa, because there's deceit.
Yung ating mga apps, di ba, meron tayong Grab, Lalamove, yung mga ganyan. Magfo-fall din po ba kung merong one specific person na parang siya ang suspect sa pang-scam?
Okay, with cybercrime kasi, people have to understand, although it takes a while kasi we do the money trail, kung saan pumasok yung pera. But before we'll be able to get to that point, because of the Data Privacy Act, kahit alam natin yung specific number, hindi natin alam yung specific name. So we need a warrant from the court, warrant to disclose computer data for us to be able to get the identity of the person kung saan pumasok yung pera. So, after natin makuha yan, then we can proceed with the filing of appropriate charges. And success story-wise, pag kumpleto ang mga ebidensya nila, mga requirements, like the screenshots of the conversations, the photocopies of the transaction receipts, and you know, people witnessing or anything that could add up as evidence, pag naibigay nyo sa atin yan ng kompleto, then automatic na ipa-file natin ang kaso. Now, as far as penalties and conviction rate is concerned, we have to refer that to the court because they would be the one to
sila na talaga yung assign doon. And how about naman po yung ating mga marites dyan na through online nag-chismisan?
Okay, yung mga marites natin, mag-ingat-ingat tayo dyan. Ito po ang lagi nating, for the longest time before, ito yung very common, ito lang yung alam pa nila. So yung mga marites dyan, people tend to post anything na whatever you think you feel like posting. Tandaan natin, you have to be responsible with anything and everything that you post on social media. Why? Kasi itong mga pinopost yung chismis, when you talk of cyber libel, ang ibig sabihin nito, kung ano ang pinost mo, whether it be true or not, again, totoo man o hindi, as long as it demeans a person's character, then it constitutes cyber libel. So, lahat ng paninirang puri, kahit totoo yan, as long as pag pinost mo siya sa social media, liable ka na dyan. Ang problema natin, yung mga marites na sinasabi mo, post ng mga chismis tungkol sa kapitbahay, post ng post, na screenshot ni kapitbahay. Na-screenshot ni kapitbahay, nagpunta kay ACG, may mga ebidensya siyang nagpapatunay that this post really belongs to this particular person. So there's positive identification of the perpetrator, yung the person who committed yung posting. Nagugulat na lang sila, inaaresto namin sila by virtue of warrant of arrest. Na ipa-file natin ng regular hanggang nilalabasan na pala ng warrant of arrest. Naglalaba, nagluluto ang mga marites, hinuhuli namin. Dami yan, lalo na sa mga remote areas.
Ingat na itong mga marites na to, sila Marisol, ano po.
But this is different, ha?
Yeah.
Because some people are asking, kasi di ba election time?
Yeah.
So, uso-uso yung paninirang puri. So, medyo, yung pag-election related, hindi kasi siya hindi ganun ang way niya masyado na. I mean, like, kasi pag, pag election, normal yung mga,
Talagang parang gagawa ng paninira.
Oo, although, I mean, what we can do is whatever it is, syempre, kung kompleto yung mga ebidensya, we file it. But whether or not, makukonvict ang mga hinabla natin would actually really depend on the court.
Ano po yung pwede nyo i-advise para dito sa mga kababayan natin sa Pasig na parang, scam na to, hindi nyo pa ba nakikita?
Well, ang lagi naman nating red flags na sinasabi is when kung sino yung kausap mo, lalo na pag hindi mo kakilala, once na they hastily ask for money and they don't want you to have time to think about it, that's a red flag. So whether nakita nyo sa dating sites, yung scam, tas naging intimate relationship kayo, the moment yung kausap nyo starts to ask money from you, nang hihingi na ng pera, that's a red flag. The same is true with investment. Mag-isip-isip ka. Too good to be true. Sa job opportunities, walang ganon. Walang trabahong kailangan mo magbayad ng something just to be able to get into it. Walang mga ganyan. So, yan ang number 1 na red flag. And lagi nga, i-remind ko lang, tagline ko, what you do not know will hurt you. So before, if it's too good to be true, it's probably not true. Now, I have changed it to what you do not know won't hurt you. Kaya dapat lagi mong alam. Why? Because ang mga scammers, they evolve. So, every day, titignan nila kung medyo, hot na to, medyo, alam na tong style na to. They shift from one modus to another. Minsan, combination of both. So, it's really hard to detect them. Lalo na pag yung kausap mo very fluent, very professional. Remember, mga kababayan, yung mga scammers, they tend to act like professionals. Mas magaling pa sila dun sa talagang legitimate na employee nung, let's say, you talk about yung mga phishing sa voice scam, phishing. So, talagang akala mo totoo.
Ano na lang po ang pwede gawin ng mga victims? Paano po sila lalapit sa anti-cybercrime?
Kami pinopromote namin together with Scam Watch Filipinas yung 4M natin.
Ano po yun?
So, first is magdamot. Okay, ipagdamot po natin ang ating mga personal information, address, contact numbers, or any personal identifiable information that would lead to you. Number 2, magduda. When you are being offered, mayroong mga offer sa'yo, job opportunities, investment opportunities, too good to be true. Matataas na interest. ROI is like after a few months or a few days. Wala pong ganon. So, magduda kayo, bakit kayo ino-offer ng ganito? It's probably a scam. And then, mag-snap. You receive unsolicited messages or calls from people you do not know. Magsasabing nanalo ka sa lottery, nanalo ka sa anything, mag-snap. Snap them all, huwag niyong pansinin. And last, but certainly not the least, magsumbong. I-report natin ang mga ganitong pamaraan because we need all together, whole of nation approach, holistic. Kailangan nating lahat-lahat makonsolidate to so that we can have yung mga data of information na that could lead us to be able to give more public awareness. Kasi it's really awareness eh. Kung alam mo, hindi ka maloloko.
Tama, totoo.
Kaya dapat,
Okay.
lagi mong alam.
Okay po. Meron pa po kayo gustong idagdag?
Malapit na Pasko, so definitely, marami yan. Iba-ibang modus yan. Mga substandard na products, na bayaran mo muna, pay before delivery, mga ganyan, o magbubuk. Tapos middleman, meron tayong mga ganyan cases na middleman naman, man in the middle actually, na kunyari, binibili mo to, dito ibabayad, pala hindi na pupunta na. So, mag-ingat tayo mga kababayan kasi December na, lapit na Pasko, so yung mga bonus natin, baka kunin lang ni scammer. So, mag-ingat.
Ako si Luan Peñano para sa latest ng iNews Pasig.